Hello, I'm Laura King, and I'm here to help you train your dogs and cats to be therapy animals and adventure pets. If your pet listens at home but falls apart when you get out in the real world, you're probably skipping a step or more than one. Or you're doing the right step, you're doing all the right things, but your timing's just a little bit off. So last week we worked on marking and rewarding when your pet notices something and stays calm, that moment when they see something but before they react. And this week we're going to take that one step further. So here's your training tip for this week. When your pet notices something, don't wait to see what they're going to do. Just move away. Take a few steps back, cross the street, turn and go the other direction. You don't want to wait for the reaction. You're going to advocate for your pet and help them make a good choice before the reaction happens. And I know some of you are probably thinking, but I don't want to just avoid everything out in the real world forever. Exactly. That's not the end goal. But this is where we start, because when you move away before your pet reacts, you're keeping your pet calm enough to think, you're staying connected and communicating clearly, and you're staying in control, working as a team instead of fighting each other. And when you do that consistently, that's what allows you to eventually get to the point where you're not just moving away from distractions, you can move past them. Every time you work on making sure that you give your pet enough space from the distractions so they don't react, you are going to be able to get a little bit closer and a little bit closer the next time you see those distractions. So you can move past them down the road, but right now, create as much space as possible, as much space as your pet needs to not react. And we're not just talking about a full-blown meltdown where they're like barking or whining or crying on the leash. We're talking about pulling on the leash, getting too excited to listen to you. Any sort of reaction gets them up over threshold where training isn't happening anymore. We want to create space before that happens so that you can move through the world calmly, confidently, and working together. That's real life, right? That's our goal. And it's especially important if you're working towards being a therapy animal team. So move away from the distractions. And speaking of moving, in case you missed it, we've got some big news here. My family is moving to Indiana this July, which means that the way I work with people might be shifting a little bit, or it might be shifting a little bit for you. But I'm not going anywhere. I will still always be here online with training tips and tricks to help you and your pet live your best lives together. And if anything, I'm building this so I can help you more consistently. So instead of just giving you random tips, I can plug you into a full path, the trail to success that I developed for my online membership. If training has fallen off, or you just kind of feel stuck, maybe you are keeping up on training, but you and your pet just can't get past this one roadblock that's keeping you from your goal, that's what my online membership, the King's Creatures Adventure Team Club, is for. And if you're thinking, yeah, but we just need a little bit more help, we need a quick boost before Laura's gone, that's what the Adventure Team Alumni Program is for. So sometimes when we're struggling with training, it's because you skipped a step. You wanted to go on to graduate level work when your adventure team is still in kindergarten. That looks like jumping from your living room during a calm time of day to visiting a store like PetSmart or Petco that's full of animals and smell from animals, poop, pee, food. Wow, overload for your pet. We have to slowly increase those distractions first, and sometimes that's hard and time consuming, and we just don't have the time to slowly take our pets from point A to point B. Sometimes you are working really hard, you do have the time, you're putting in the effort, you're doing the right steps, but maybe your timing is just a little bit off, or your handling is just a little unclear, or your pet is a little bit over threshold when you start, and those small things start to add up and they make a huge difference, and all of a sudden the training that works for everybody else isn't working for you and you can't figure out why. That's exactly where people get stuck. You don't need another tip. You just need someone to look at what you're doing and say, hey, do this a little bit earlier, move here instead of there, reward this moment, mark that moment. most people don't really need a whole new plan, especially if they've already been working on training. They just need a little tweak, a small adjustment at the right moment. And that's when training with me can be so helpful. This is where the King's Creatures Adventure Team Club can help you get back on track. It gives you the structure and the step-by-step plan so you're not guessing. You can even upload videos so I can take a look at them and help you make those little tweaks that will get your adventure team to your goal. You can check it out at the link in this video's description. And if you're sitting here in Iowa and thinking, man, I wish I could just get a little bit more training in with Laura. We're doing the work. We just can't get past this one thing. That's exactly what the Adventure Team Alumni Program is for. That's where we take what you and your pet already know, and we use that to get you to your goal and to a life you can actually enjoy together out in the real world. For the Alumni Program, we'll do 1 or 2 weeks of day camp brush up to dig into whatever you're struggling with right now. So I'll come to your home, pick up your pet, and we'll head out on those field trips so we can get that training in the real world and make sure it's working, and make videos to make sure that you understand how you can do that with your pet when I'm not there. And then that package also includes some free months in the King's Creatures Adventure Team Club, so we can keep making those little tweaks until you are 100% happy with how life with your pet looks. So even though I'm moving to Indiana, we can do this together. Just shoot me an email at laura@kingscreatures.com and I'll get you on the schedule. So for this week, your little homework is don't wait for the reaction. Move away early, before the pulling, before the barking, before the whining. Move away. Stay connected with your pet. Keep that engagement where they're checking in with you on a regular basis. Don't push them into situations that they're not ready for, where they're blowing you off and couldn't care less about you because they're so over threshold and so overstimulated by the distractions around them. Start building the kind of teamwork that does let you move forward with confidence and not just avoid things. But in the beginning, the way we get there is by first avoiding things, creating that space, moving away to the level where your pet can handle it, to the distance from that distraction that your pet can handle. And if you want help figuring out what your next step actually is, I'm here. Just let me know what you need and I'll be ready to help. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.